Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Herren's Podcast City. I am Mike Herren, a.k.a. The Hurricane, and we got a very special show tonight. Every time we leave the friendly confines of the Old Billy's Cafe at 663 Bedford, it is a road game for us, and we're good on the road, undefeated so far. I've had some of our best shows on the road tonight. We are at the historic Q Club Lounge located at 366 North Main Street, around the back of the building. We had some confusion the last time we were here with the front and the back of the building, but we are in the back of the building, and this place is gorgeous. Behind me probably sits a 100-year-old antique bowling alley, and you can see it here. It has has a cover on it. Has a cover on it professionally. Has a cover on it professionally to stop like the wear and tear, so I can put some DJ equipment on and stuff like that. But the history in this place speaks for itself. Brian, if you can slide that mic down to peek hole for 1 second right here. We got my man, the Hebrew Hammer, is in the building. Okay. The number one man in cars for a long time around here. Durfee class president, 1982.
83.
I'm sorry for aging, yeah. 83. Congratulations. Your son, a Syracuse grad, recently passed the bar and is he's doing his thing.
That's correct.
Yeah, you must be proud of him.
Very proud. He's licensed in Massachusetts and Rhode Island.
Licensed in Mass and Rhode Island. So there you go, man. What is his name again? Zach?
Max.
Max Cohen, attorney Max Cohen. So give the young man a shot. If he's anything like his old man, and I'm sure he is, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. He's sure to get the job done. But what an interesting 10 days in sports. Brian, it has been an unbelievable, from the passing of Kobe Bryant, okay, which is a little more than 10 days ago, but trying to paraphrase since the last time we've been here, just a wild roller coaster of emotion, of everything, and finally he was laid to rest at a very public. They don't call them wakes anymore. It was a healing. What was it? A celebration of life. And I like it. When I die, and believe me, I'm going to die a lot sooner than later, celebrate my life. Do not cry. Do not say blah, blah, blah. Believe me, I led the life of 10 men. Okay, I made a million mistakes. I should have been died 10 times ago. Okay, but a celebration of life for Kobe, as only the Lakers can do it. You want to talk about that a little bit, Brian?
Oh no, absolutely. It was a very touching situation. The ceremony at the Staples Center was very nice, very dignified, very very emotional, but very very classy on the part of the Lakers. And I just really, I mean, when you think about everything that surrounded that weekend, the Celtics coming in, they wound up changing their travel plans because they wanted to stay for the memorial. Bill Russell was at the Celtics-Lakers game on Sunday wearing a Kobe Bryant 24 jersey. I mean, it was just a classy event all the way around, and it was a good way for not just the NBA but for NBA Nation to be able to
come together, and that's what Doc Rivers said. He saw people he hadn't seen in a long time. Everybody forgot the competition element that kind of ties them all up sometimes. And it gave some people some time to reflect. And, to a man, the NBA said that their mission and how they're going to remember Kobe is to become better people themselves. And what an honor in your memory to influence a whole league of very positive and influential young men. Now, the NBA has a history of nonconformists, troublemakers, industry setters. From the Bill Russell era to the Superfly era, and when the League almost went bankrupt, to Dr. J. They've always been a league of stars and icons. And, for them to hear Dwayne Wade and to hear LeBron James and to hear some of the great players say that they're going to live their lives better because of Kobe, I thought was a tremendous tribute to him. And his wife showed amazing strength and courage in talking about what a person he was. And girl dad, right? I'm a girl dad. You're a girl dad, Pete. You're a girl dad. The hash marks trending and just how he handled his daughters, and a guy who was a maniac competitor like Kobe finally found the peace in his life with his daughters and his wife. And it was remarkable to see, but we only got to see a very, very small piece of it. And that's very unfortunate because I think he was on his way to a different life. And I don't want to say a bigger life, but maybe a more meaningful life during his third act. Most of us are lucky if we got a second act, but he went from 24 to 8 and 8 to 24 and did a number thing. But now in retirement, he had already won an Oscar, right, for Best Documentary. He was on his way. And I thought it was an amazing, amazing thing. Peter, what did you take away from that? Where were you when you found out? I was at my brother's house with his kids who were just rounding up, coming together around the time when it was breaking, and they were filing in the house, and people were in shock.
Well, I think it's like any time a celebrity dies unexpectedly. I'm at work, and of course the Facebook, posts start showing, film of the crash, and the stories start coming out. Nobody really knows what's happening. So, it kind of, it's like when Michael Jackson died. You hear these famous people, they die. It's like you really can't believe it because they're so young and vibrant, and then all of a sudden something like this tragic happens.
Sure.
And kind of leaves you wondering, what really happened, and until that news comes out, you don't really know.
Sure. There has been a wrongful death suit filed. That's none of my business or yours. Certainly. In the Facebook age, and you know this, Pete, as well as I do, people become political pundits. They become sociology professors. They become history professors and political geniuses and air traffic geniuses. I lived in Los Angeles, okay? Traffic runs your life. Practice was 12.2 miles away from where they took off the helicopter, but it was over a 2-hour ride. In towns surrounding Santa Monica, Malibu, Calabasas, wealthy towns, not uncommon for the rich and famous to fly helicopters. You have a great friend out there, an multi-Emmy award-winning producer, Dave Righteous.
Yep.
Okay, it's not uncommon for people to take helicopters and do anything they possibly can to avoid the traffic in LA.
Yeah, I think when you've got the money that these people have,
Sure.
especially Kobe's money, which is quite deep, I'm sure.
Sure,
exactly.
yeah.
To take a helicopter ride, I'm sure is a common occurrence. Where for you or I, it may be a once in a lifetime thing. Unfortunately, from everything I've read, is that flight shouldn't have taken place.
No.
And unfortunately, the result of it is we lost 7 people. So.
Sure. And and in LA, it's going to be very tough for that company to win that suit. I can only imagine they're going to look for a change of venue, whatever it may be. But it wasn't a demonstration of greed taking the helicopter or opulence or money or waste. It was a time thing that in places like Los Angeles and places like Atlanta, traffic rules the day. Your life, your work schedule, everything revolves around the traffic. And if you had the money that they had, why take 4 hours out of your day when you could do that? And it wasn't just him, it was other members of the team and going to practice and everything. And those people sadly get forgotten, but that's what happens when, you know.
I mean, you certainly can't begrudge the guy for using a helicopter for his commute. If you can afford it and that's how you need to get there, then you do it.
Have you ever dealt with LA traffic at all?
I personally have only been to LA once, and it was for a very short time, and I didn't have to deal with any traffic.
Yeah, I have, and it's that bad. And the lanes, there's 8 lines on the highway, and it's still that bad. It is still a game changer, you know. And so, like, when I heard the helicopter thing, it didn't even, or my brother heard it, it didn't even fluster me. Like, it wasn't even like, oh, my God, what's he doing in a helicopter? You know, because, you know, in some places, that's what they do, and that's what they were, that's what they did here. But a tragic situation all the way around. You know, the pain and suffering that's going to be left with Vanessa Bryant and the rest of her daughters is unimaginable. And I'm sure there'll be people stepping up and trying to do the right thing, but you're never going to replace your father. And you're never going to replace that daughter. And it'll be a long, long time, sadly, before their life sees any type of normalcy. I believe, sadly.
I mean, that's a hole that's never going to be filled. I mean, when I first heard about the helicopter crash, I thought to myself, wow, 9 people on board. That's going to be a pretty big helicopter.
Sure.
And, you know, but certainly, you know, like you say, in L.A., in New York, in Chicago, places where
not as much there. There's the transit system, the public transportation situation in L.A. is very flawed. It's shut off to most of the suburbs. People don't use it like they do in Chicago or Boston or New York.
Right.
When L.A., you're dealing with freeways and you're dealing with you just can't understand it until you have lived it. I've lived out there for 2.5 years, and believe me when I tell you, we would leave 2.5 hours early and figure out what we were going to do before we went to the place that we were invited to, the place that we had to do because of the traffic. It's that bad and that significant. I bet it was probably a lot of her teammates, probably a lot of sports dads on there, and it's just a tragic thing all the way around. And you know, it just makes you shake your head and makes you really, really put in perspective that every day may be your last. So let's put down the bullshit beefs. Let's put down the petty arguments. Let's forget the politics for a second. Let's forget the money. Let's forget the silly fights, okay? And remember what's important to you, because I'm going to tell you something right now. I learned after I lost my mother at a very young age, and your mother knew my mother, Peter, okay? All of that borders ridiculous insignificance when you lose somebody like that, you know? So take the time. If you can learn anything from Kobe, and, you know, and it doesn't have to be about sports, learn that. Hug your kids a little tighter. Pick up the phone. Call your estranged friend or your estranged relative. Try to be the better man, because you never know when the big man in the sky is going to pull your card. You know?
Amen.
Amen. We're going to take a break. We are live from the historic Q Club in downtown Fall River, Massachusetts, 366 North Main Street. My man James on the wheels. 306 North Main Street. My man James on the wheels of steel. We had the NBA All-Star Game up in a heavyweight boxing match that you won't soon forget. The Gypsy King. Woo! In the building. We'll be back right after this.
My house and my property are the biggest investment that my husband and I have ever made. That's why, after a bad storm destroyed our deck, I called Gemini Home Improvement. They gave us a fair estimate, were professional, and most importantly, they did a great job. I highly recommend Gemini Home Improvement. If you are looking to fix your roof, vinyl siding, or decking, call Gemini Home Improvement.
Call Gemini Home Improvement at 401-309-7092. That's 401-309-7092. They make your vision come true. It's what they do. Gemini Home Improvement.
Do you want to feel radiant, beautiful, and confident? Do you want to feel 10 years younger? Come to Spa Number 5, the Face Fox, located at 580 Wood Street in Bristol, Rhode Island. From Botox fillers to laser fillers and top-of-the-line skincare, Spa Number 5 has all you need to feel beautiful again. Go to spa-5.com or visit us at 580 Wood Street in Bristol, Rhode Island. Take advantage of all our fall specials happening now. Spa Number 5, the Face Fox. Party Dress Express is your one-stop shop for a dress for any occasion. Whether it's a prom, a graduation, a special night on the town, or your wedding. Party Dress Express has over 15,000 dresses in stock and prices to fit any budget. Party Dress Express is located at the Tower Mill, 657 Quarry Street in Fall River, Mass. Open 7 days a week. Call Party Dress Express at 508-677-1575. That's 508-677-1575.
Historic Q Club, come down here, smoke a cigar and smoke a cigarette. That's right, Peter Cohen, you were shocked when we said he could smoke a cigarette down here.
You don't see that too much anymore.
Yeah, I know. Maybe I shouldn't have inhaled that cigarette before I went out because it sounded like I was talking about dying, and it sounded like I was dying.
Time to quit.
Time to quit. Never. Never. No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding out there for all the young people out there. Don't stop. Believe me. Don't stop. We talked about the basketball. We talked about the All-Star game. I thought the NBA did an amazing job of reinventing the All-Star game. I thought the three-point contest was great. I thought the dunk contest was great, even though the kid got robbed. They need a golden buzzer. You ever watch America's Got Talent? When Simon hits the golden buzzer and all the confetti comes up. They need a golden buzzer for the dunk contest. Like once three people press the golden buzzer, it's over. The guy, because Aaron Gordon, is that his name?
Aaron Gordon.
He got robbed. Do you agree, Brian?
I do. I do. That was just a spectacular dunk that he had, and you're right. I think that they need to do something about it because, I mean, you have such talented people in these dunk contests.
Yeah.
And to nitpick on a little bit of a thing, I just don't see it.
Yeah. Well, the problem is they give too many 10s. Like everybody wants to be nice. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody loves Chris. Everybody loves.
Everybody
but
gets a trophy.
10 is a 10 is a 10. So in a dunk contest with 40, 50 dunks, you can't have 15 of them being 10s.
Dominique Wilkins is on line one, by the way.
Yeah, right. No shit. I watched a great documentary that All-Star game about that dunk contest. Yeah. And they asked and they said, no, I didn't give him a 9. I didn't give him a 9. I didn't give him a 9. The only one who admitted to it was Dr. J. But the truth is they're all lying because
somebody did.
5 of them did. But they can't give out the 10s all the way, right? Yet they did, and they got themselves into a quagmire, and the best guy didn't win. But let's talk about the NBA pivoting, right, and addressing a problem and really doing a good job fixing it. If there's one thing the NBA has always had since David Stern, has been terrific leadership from the top. And I think Adam Silver showed that with the remaking of this year's All-Star game.
Yeah, I think that was a genius stroke by Adam Silver, including the Elon Musk scoring system.
Yeah.
I mean, it added some drama to it. It added some time to the fourth quarter, but it served its purpose. And
Sure, and they played competitively, and it was a good game, and it was it was great.
It was what, a 2-point game?
It kept me riveted to the TV. For an All-Star game, that doesn't happen. See, the NFL needs to get rid of their All-Star game because it doesn't work in that league. And if we could slide the mic down to Peter for a second. Back in the day, hey, fellas, let me ask you guys a question at the bar, okay? Do you remember Battle of the Network Stars? Do you remember that show?
Yep.
Where they would swim against one another. They would have track competition against one another. They would have tug-of-war, arm wrestling, rowing. Wouldn't that be better as an NFL All-Star, wouldn't that be better,
Yeah.
than what they have to? Because you cannot play a game of football when the season is done and guys have turned it off already. Hamstrings, Achilles, knees. Just can't do it. Flag's not going to do it. Two-hand touch is going to do it. They have to really, really think out of the box or just get rid of it.
Yeah, and I think
Or have a rookie game or have a real college. I don't know what they need to do with it. But it's going to be a much more difficult fix in football, I think.
Yeah, especially with the timing of it being in between the last playoff game and the Super Bowl, it makes it a difficult situation because you don't necessarily have all the best players playing.
No.
Because some of them are going to be getting ready for the Super Bowl.
Sure, yeah.
Whereas in most pro sports...
And guys don't go because they know it's a bullshit game.
Exactly. Whereas, like in baseball, it matters to determine
Sure.
where the playoffs are going to be played.
Sure.
Usually, no, it doesn't. Not anymore.
They don't do that
Usually, they
anymore.
changed it.
They changed it.
But they should bring it back because it had meaning.
Right.
It had meaning. They changed it a year ago.
Okay.
All right. But they should do because that was some spice. That was some spice to it.
Exactly.
If you're the Red Sox manager or you're the Yankee manager, and you're thinking that we're pretty much it's only one in the World Series, you're going to try to win that game.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It's gonna
Because
give you a home field advantage.
it's a difference maker.
Absolutely.
Without question. Speaking of baseball, let's hop into that right now, and I'm going to go ahead and train. We got our boxing expert. Now, big-time guys change their name. You've changed your name again to J.J. Souza. So we're going to get to the bottom of that in a minute. He's a resident boxing guy. Yeah. But this baseball scandal with the Astros has pissed me off. Bill McGrady out there. Bill, let me ask you a question. What do you do with the Astros? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to answer it for you, okay? You strip them of the World Series. Because I am convinced at this day, with this microphone in front of me, with the photos that have been shown, with Altuve going to the locker room, with all of this stuff going, that they had electronic tips embedded in their jerseys and on their bodies during that game. That completely crosses the line for me. And you got Little League teams around the country getting rid of the Astros names in their leagues. They're getting booed at their own spring training facility. This is going to be a nightmare. And one thing we know, Peter, right? One thing we know is that the cover-up, right?
Is worse than the crime.
It always is. It always is. And their apologies were dog shit. There wasn't a genuine bone in their body, okay? And it blew my mind because, like Quinn said from 108 Pitches, it was a player-driven scandal. Immunity, not enough by any chance. Let's look at Pete Rose. What he did was worse, I believe.
I agree.
But it's been, 20, 30 years now?
30 years, yeah.
You know what I mean? This could be the best thing to happen to Pete Rose because he should get into the Hall of Fame because of this. I think so. I think it's time to really reconsider and take a look at that because, I mean, you got a pitcher throwing 104 miles an hour who has control issues, and you are at the top of the box against Chapman from the Yankees. There's one reason, and one reason only you're talking about, because you know a change-up is coming. Okay? Yep. And you're running around after a game-winning home run at home against the most recognizable franchise in the world. Okay? And you're worried about them taking your shirt off. I'd run around those niggas bare ass, okay? And not apologize for a goddamn thing, okay? I just hit a home run to win a World Series. Are you fucking kidding me? Take it all off. Give me Brandy Chastain, right? Give me the women's soccer player. Boom. This guy's running, telling the guys, don't touch my shirt, don't touch my shirt. Doesn't celebrate with his teammates for long, goes into the locker room, changes, and then come back outside. Who does that in such a glorious moment? And when you see the pictures, I'm convinced if they are found guilty of using electronics, bring out the asterisk. You did it to poor Roger Maris for what, 3 extra games? You did it to Roger Maris for 3 extra games, okay? You hung an asterisk on the poor bastard for life. The Astros deserve that asterisk. And they deserve for the title to be vacated if it's proven. And one thing that really, really bothers me about this, and is very, very selfish, okay? If you're a rookie, you're not going to say anything because the social order of that locker room, you're on the bottom of it. If you're a platoon guy barely hanging on from AAA, you're not going to say anything either. But if you're a 5, 8, 10-year veteran, knowing that in this very locker room here, not only do you have 30-some players, but you have media, you have towel boys, you have clubhouse boys, you have valets, you have PR people. How the hell are you going to keep that a secret? How the hell are you going to take that to the grave with you? Doesn't one of them think, holy shit, Peter, when we get caught, this is going to ruin us. I got 2 kids that are in middle school that wear my hat and wear my jersey to school. I got a wife that's on the church board or the school board or the PTA. I got to look my neighbors and my friends in the eye for the rest of my life. The carnage that is going to come from this and the guilt and the weight that not only they're going to carry, but their kids and their loved ones. You mean to tell me, as nasty as kids can be, that their children aren't getting their balls broken in school right now? You got to be kidding me, Pete.
No, absolutely. I can't imagine them not being. I can only think that the desire to win was so great that they were willing to compromise their ethics and allow it to happen because there was.
But weren't they good enough to win without it? They were right there, Pete.
You would think, but apparently they just had to, go that one step.
Are you doing that if you're in that locker room?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. I'm not.
I'd rather lose playing it straight than win by cheating.
Yes, and we're not talking about gamesmanship.
Correct.
There is a difference between stealing signs, and I don't have a problem with them banging the drum. If they get caught, they get fined, they get suspended, whatever. But when you bring video and electronics during game time, during real time, okay, curveball, bang, bang, you get buzzed. Okay, change up, 3, bang, bang, bang. And you know it's coming, that is a tremendous, tremendous, tremendous advantage. And when that can't be ignored. And trust and believe, it trickles down. I've seen it with my brother. I've seen it with other, even if athletes have a bad game, their kids eat it. Okay? Bad playoff game, bad this, bad that. The guilt, getting in bed and looking your wife and kids in the face the day after that scandal is like hard time, man. And I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But, hey, go ahead, Brian.
2 points I want to make
Sure.
On this. Number one, there's actually a fan that actually filed a $1 million lawsuit against the Astros because of this for fraud. So to even go a step further with it, even the fans are taking a shit on this. But secondly, and probably more importantly, Big Papi had some comments on this week, where he was talking about Mike Fiers, who pitched for the Astros in 2017, who came out and said, "Oh, I knew about it. I should have said something." And then Ortiz basically called him a snitch.
Okay, but you know something? It's not The fucking Godfather, and it's not fucking Goodfellas, okay? And those are fucking movies, okay? And this is Major League Baseball. This is as American as the apple pie. This is a game that was so important to this country that had antitrust exemption for 100 years, okay? This is not the movies, Big Papi, okay? If snitching is going to stop my kid from walking around with his head down and being vilified, the black guy's okay. That's going to come, okay? But to be belittled and ridiculed and say your daddy's a cheat and a bum and everything, then call me whatever you want to do. But my kid's going to be first. I am Hurricane. We'll be back with the very, 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 very big heavyweight fight. The Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, all 6'9" of them. Shocks the world, but not me. We'll be back right after this.
Life around here can be hard. Money's tight, unemployment's high, and sometimes opportunity seems too far away. You work hard and often. At times, you might not have the time or the energy to fight. The insurance companies in corporate America have endless resources and their pockets are full, and they don't fight fair. That's why when it comes to your legal matters, you need someone who's fought them and won over and over again. Someone who's going to take it personally, not get intimidated, not get bullied or pushed around for an early or unjust settlement. My record is proven. The results are clear. Let me and my firm fight for you when you need it most.
At Excel Recycling, we want to turn your trash into cash today. That's right, cash money immediately for your old appliances, old automobiles, metal wire, and scrap salvage. Excel has 3 locations in the South Coast. 17 Hill Road in New Bedford, 37 Charlotte White Road in Westport, and 15 Ridge Hill Road in Asona. Nobody will pay you more than Excel. At Excel Recycling, we want to turn your trash into cash. Come see us again at 17 Hill Road in New Bedford, 37 Charlotte White Road in Westport, and 15 Ridge Hill Road in Asona.
KB Glass Company can cover all your needs. Commercial, residential, storefronts, glass replacements, custom showers, and mirrors. Whether it's for your business or your home, KB Glass is your one-stop shop for all your glass needs. Call KB Glass at 508-677-7179 or 401-639-2716.
My house and my property are the biggest investment that my husband and I have ever made. That's why, after a bad storm destroyed our deck, I called Gemini Home Improvement. They gave us a fair estimate, were professional, and most importantly, they did a great job. I highly recommend Gemini Home Improvement. If you are looking to fix your roof, vinyl siding, or decking, call Gemini Home Improvement.
Call Gemini Home Improvement at 401-309-7092. That's 401-309-7092. They make your vision come true. It's what they do. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Mike Herren's Podcast City. I am Mike Herren, a.k.a. the Hurricane. You know how we do it here. We've talked, we get a little catch-up. We talked about lots of things. Now it's time to talk about a heavyweight boxing match that had the entire world captivated and shocked. Notice how I said the word shocked?
Absolutely.
And not surprised. I don't think as many people were surprised that Tyson Fury won. I think most were shocked at how he won.
I would definitely agree to that, but Mike, you got to go back to the first fight.
Sure, yeah.
You got to go back to the first fight. Watch the first fight. Everybody watched that first fight. It was amazing. I thought Tyson Fury was dominant through the whole fight. I know he got knocked down twice.
Yeah.
But he got back up. Listen, if you're gonna fight for a championship, you gotta win every round.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's much better, James.
Definitely much. Yeah, that is a lot better. I thought. Look, if you look at the first fight, Deontay Wilder was a champion. I think if you're going to beat a champion, you got to dethrone him. I thought Tyson Fury did enough leading up to the 12th round where he got knocked down, but he got back up. I thought he won the first fight.
So I thought he won the first fight handily. I thought you could argue that he might even have won that round after he got knocked down.
Yeah, he got back up. His legs were strong. I don't think I thought his legs were strong.
He landed punches. I mean, he certainly looked like he was a beaten fighter after getting up.
He was dominating the whole fight. He was leading.
Right.
He was leading.
Let's talk about the build-up to this, okay? I love the boxing pre-fight shows when they show how people are training. And Tyson Fury says, listen, I gave up Diet Coke. Everybody laughed at him. What's that big deal, Diet Coke? Well, you know something? When you quit drinking and then your favorite drink is Diet Coke and you're drinking 10 of them a day, you give it up. It's a big deal. He moves away from home, from his comfort zone. He surrounds himself with other like-minded so people want to lose weight as well. He's working his ass off. He's out of his comfort zone. It's uncomfortable. He's doing this. He's doing that. He loses weight. He repositions his body. He does it all. And he says, I'm watching this guy on the highlights, and he's eating his auntie's homemade mac and cheese and fried chicken. He's going to bed in satin sheets.
Yeah.
With the woman he loves.
So, listen, I think Tyson Fury put a lot of work in. What these guys do to train is unbelievable, how they drop weight, gain weight. Yeah. But Tyson Fury did put on weight. And that could be good or bad. You know what I mean? That can either slow you down.
The weight, but he looked better.
He looked a lot better because I'm going to tell you why, Mike. His boxing skill, the way he cuts that, his ring generalship, the IQ of boxing that he has. I mean, you see him use his jab. He throws combinations. Deontay Wilder's got that one right-hand punch. He's looking to land that punch.
Deontay Wilder is not a boxer.
Definitely not. He's a puncher.
Sure.
He's a puncher.
Yeah, sure.
We'll give him that. And a dominant puncher. But to see, what was he, 276 pounds? Tyson Fury? To see him move around in that ring. And
unbelievable.
To
6'9".
use that ring and use the jab, go to the body, go to the head. Put combinations together like that. It's unbelievable. And you don't see that in the heavyweight division.
No, you don't.
The last time we
Muhammad Ali.
The last time we got excited about boxing and the boxing gyms were full with kids coming in was when Mike Tyson was fighting. Everybody wanted to knock out guys. They wanted to come into the gym. They wanted to learn boxing because they watched Mike Tyson knock somebody out in 36 seconds. That was the hype, right? Everybody wanted to box. This is what's going on right now. This is the same mentality. A lot of the gyms are going to have a lot of young people coming in and wanting to box because of this.
Okay, but you said, but Tyson's a puncher. He didn't box like Fury did.
No, he didn't. And he waited around to land that one big punch. I thought he took more punches waiting to land that big right hand. He didn't use his jab as much. Listen, Deontay Wilder in his last 8 fights landed 55% of his punches. His last 8 fights. In this fight, he landed 17% of his punches.
Sure. Sure.
Right? So that goes to show you the defense Tyson Fury has his head movement, the ring generalship, cutting the ring off. It's
And Tyson,
I get excited. I apologize.
Hold on, Tyson was at his best when he was moving and grooving.
Yeah, he was.
When he had Teddy Atlas and Rooney, and it was about head movement and not being here and cuss them out on that style.
Right.
He forgot that along the way. But let me ask you a question.
Sure.
There's an age-old saying. Jerry Tarkanian said it to me, and a lot of people have said it before and after. It's a lot harder to get out of the bed when you got $50 million in the bank and you got satin sheets on your bed. Is that what happened to Deontay Wilder? Did he get a little too comfortable?
I don't know.
It looked that way to me.
He looked like he wasn't himself in the first fight. Would you agree? He didn't look like himself in the first fight.
Yeah, I didn't. Excuse me, just
That's
a second.
okay.
That's okay. I got a name for that. We're gonna call it the Apollo Creed syndrome.
Sure, yeah.
We'll go with that. That's my statement on the fight.
I saw you beat that man like I never seen anybody get beat before, and he kept coming. Leave it alone, champ. Leave it alone.
Look, I think Tyson Fury took a lot from the first fight. I think he learned a lot from the first fight, right? I thought, he used his jab more. He put combinations together. He looked like a light heavyweight, the way he was moving in that ring.
Sure.
Do you think they should be a rematch? Do you think they should fight? Or do you think Deontay Wilder should be fighting Joshua?
Yeah, he's going to fight Joshua.
And whoever wins that fight
and Manchester is going to be 100,000 people there. It's going to be the biggest pay-per-view draw in history. I mean, we know how that's going to go.
Yeah, I think the heavyweight division is looking up for
two interesting things. He fired his manager. He got Emmanuel Stewart's son. And he said, I'm not going to try to outpoint him anymore because you got to hang around too long and he's too dangerous. I'm going to try to knock him out in the first 6 rounds. Okay? And what he did was, most people want distance from a puncher. He cut the distance in half. He didn't let the puncher get off. He kept the puncher on his heels. And that strategy move, I thought, was big time and a huge reason for his success.
I thought right off round 1, right? You see Tyson Fury come out using that jab. That's a distance. That's what he's using. He's using that to find his distance, right? So he doesn't have to reach to throw that right hand. I thought it was beautiful how he boxed.
But he cut the distance from the first fight.
He's not reaching no more.
Yeah.
He's got more power.
He wanted to take the fight to. He said, I want to knock him out in the first 6 rounds. People were laughing at him.
Listen. A lot of guys that understand boxing and in the world of boxing, boxing's like a chess match. You know what I mean? So I think Tyson Fury went in there with a better plan than he did the first time. I thought Deontay Wilder thought he was going to be facing the same fighter. He was just going to wait around to land that big punch like he did in the first fight, and that didn't happen. I think Tyson Fury learned so much from that first fight. Going into the second fight, it was different. He boxed more. He wasn't going to wait around because he knows all it takes is one punch from Deontay Wilder.
Peter. There is the thing called, and I read it in Rick Pitino's book, called Surviving Success.
Correct. I read the book myself.
Okay? And I look at it, and it's perfect for a modern-day athlete. How do you survive the success of going from nothing to having $50 million in the bank? How do you survive success and say, listen, you're no good around me. I love you. You're my homeboy, but you can't be in my house, my inner circle anymore. It has nothing to do with athleticism. It has nothing really to do with intelligence. It's more than that. It's having the courage and the virtue to really know what is good for you and what is it and how to act despite your newfound fortune and fame. And surviving success is a big deal, and we see it more and more. And Deontay Wilder did not do a good job of surviving success. He tried to tell people that Tyson Fury played Patsy Cline because he knew that Wilder's mask and costume was over 40 pounds and wanted him to sit in it for 2 or 3 times longer than what he did. Swear to God. That is the new controversy of this fight. I think that's nonsense. Come on, talk to me, JJ.
I got to listen. Yeah, you know, Mike, I listen. So what's next?
Yeah, no, I
So
hear ya.
no, Tyson Fury didn't walk to the ring, so he had more energy because they carried him halfway in a crowd. So
Maybe he's not an idiot. Maybe
insane.
he's not an idiot to put a 40-pound costume on.
He put on weight. Listen, he put on more weight. Listen, failed to plan to fail. Deontay Wilder went into the second fight expecting it to be like the first fight. He had no plan.
I agree.
And he failed.
I agree.
Period.
I agree.
Sorry.
I agree.
I get excited, Mike.
No, listen.
He
I'm
failed.
not
Would
saying.
you agree?
Listen,
failed.
he did. He failed miserably.
Okay.
I am not saying that. I agree with that
Right, no, I
bullshit.
understand that.
But it's my job as a reporter and the head of the
say,
show
yeah.
to say what is the common excuse. And if you watch Max Kellerman and you watch it, they're talking about a 42-pound costume that idiot wore.
Yeah.
And you know something? If he's that stupid,
Yeah. Well,
Good for him.
Would you think he might try that costume on and walk the distance of the ring before the fight, right? You
Yeah.
hope that his guys had enough.
prepare the field. Hey, Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law. I mean, we can prepare. We came in. We had a problem with a mic issue. We had a problem with a Facebook issue, and we're on top of our game. But shit happens.
But
So
you
gotta
adjusted, Mike. You adjusted.
Of
to
course we do. We
that.
have to.
Yeah, you adjusted.
Yeah.
And listen, that was the problem. I really feel.
No, anything. I tell my guys, when we are on the road, okay, prepare for disaster at every turn. Prepare for everything, right? How many times have we talked about that? Anytime you're out of your comfort zone, every time you do not control the variable, you must be prepared for that mistake.
There's an old saying: hope for the best, but prepare for the worst.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
And I know boxing is a single-person sport.
Yeah.
However, he goes in as a team.
Yeah.
He has trainers
Sure.
and people that work with him that should have made sure he was prepared.
Sure.
And the loss is his, but the loss is his entire team's.
Sure, and I'll give a lot of credit to Mark Breland who threw the towel in, because he took a lot of shit for Wilder because he wants to die in his shit bullshit. Okay, he was getting embarrassed, he was getting hurt. Okay, and Mark Breland was a former Olympian, an unbelievable fighter back in the day, and he did that kid a favor. He did Deontay Wilder a favor.
Probably saved his life.
For that
Probably saved his life.
Maybe saved his career. Sure.
Okay, you're losing. You get a chance. You get a chance to come back.
Sure.
You get a chance to come back and fight another day, right? So that's the thing. So listen, at the end of the day, I don't feel it had anything to do with the 40-pound suit. I feel it was a failure on his team's part.
Yeah, of
plan
course.
this fight.
Yeah.
And to know that Tyson Fury was going to come back and box. You're just going to look at the first fight. What did you think? Go ahead.
It was that.
No, totally. I mean, Tyson Fury may have come to the ring with Patsy Cline's crazy, but he made Deontay Wilder fall to pieces.
I
like that.
I like that. I hope you stayed
I
up
like
all
that.
night thinking of that one.
But there's. I think this fight here opens up a lot for the heavyweight division in boxing. I think
Sure.
it was a dying weight class, and it needed just what it's getting now. This injection of this. You got Ruiz, you got Joshua, you got the Gypsy King, you got Deontay Wilder. I think it's looking up for boxing.
Now,
I agree.
does Deontay Wilder? What did Rocky Balboa do to ultimately beat Apollo Creed? His trainer had him doing one thing which he hated to do. Because the speed was the factor.
He
He
had him-
chased the chicken.
Yeah. Well, he did a lot of swimming.
Yeah,
Swimming was another thing.
Rocky Balboa in the movie. I didn't see him in no pool.
Well, how do
I
you-
saw him
he
chase
had-
the chicken.
How does he swim with a name like Rock?
How
does he swim with a name like Rock?
I saw him chase the chicken. And is Deontay Wilder going to get back in some chicken coop in Birmingham, Alabama, okay, and chase the chicken and get that grease lightning and do everything he can to win the fight? Does he get better as a person, as a fighter, or does he get worse? That's the $1 million question.
I think he gets better. I really do. I think he gets better. I think he goes back to old school training.
Sure, maybe you should
that would be the best thing, right? Go back to the
maybe you
old
should call Peter Corey, who trained him before he was a champion, and had him right.
Hey, whatever he needs to do, I think he goes back to old school training. I think he takes a lot away from this loss.
Yeah.
And he comes back better.
Yeah.
But I think the Gypsy King beats him again.
So do I.
I really do. Because listen,
It's a bad matchup for him.
fights make fights, fights make style, fighters make style. I thought Tyson Fury, his boxing IQ, listen, if you watch how he cuts the ring off, how he forces Dante Wilder to his left, how he uses his jab, how he drops the right hand, he puts combinations together. You have not seen a heavyweight fighter fight like that. This guy fights.
Muhammad Ali fights like Muhammad Ali.
Listen, there's nobody like Muhammad Ali.
I said
like
he
Muhammad
fights
Ali.
like Muhammad Ali.
Nobody. Listen, if he can go 15 rounds with a Joe Frazier,
Okay.
and the way they used to fight, then maybe. But Mike, I'll tell you what, I'm looking at the fights that are coming up. This is a great place, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
This is a great. I like this. I do. I like this.
Thank you.
A little hidden gem for her. I'll be back. I like this place.
Thank you.
But I'm going to tell you right now, this would be a great place to hold a third fight. It's going to be big, and it's going to pay. I'm telling you right now, boxing is, they say boxing's a dying sport, right?
Nah, I don't believe it.
I don't believe it because you look at the money these guys are making. And by the way, Tyson Fury, I don't know how true it is. I don't know.
Gave his money away.
Gave his money to
Yeah.
charity, which I thought was great. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But I do think boxing's coming back. We got the Garcia fight and the Vargas fight coming up this weekend. It's another great fight. There's a lot of boxing out there.
Mikey Garcia?
Yeah,
That's my brother's boy. Hey, from one Mikey to another, I'm the Hurricane Man. It's time this place is a wrap. We got the boxing guy, JJ Souza, in the house. We got Desmond. We got the Hebrew Hammer. We got my man on the wheels of steel up there. We're going to be back here, not this Wednesday, the following Wednesday, every 2 weeks. Come check it out, the Q Club. Peace.
Have a nice night.